What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and most people have reacted to J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick Lamar, and it took a lot of people by surprise when he did apologize. So let's go over all the reactions, and if you don't know what's happened these past couple of weeks, basically Kendrick Lamar on the Future and Metro Boomin project, We Don't Trust You, dissed mainly Drake and a little bit of subtle shots at J. Cole on the Like That track. Well, a couple weeks later, J. Cole decided to respond with his own track on his mixtape, Might Delete Later, and on the track 7 Minute Drill, he decided to respond directly to Kendrick Lamar. Well, everyone was excited about that. Everyone thought there was a battle that's going to happen because Drake hadn't responded to Kendrick Lamar. He was just dropping IG captions, and people were frustrated with Drake. But when it came to the J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar situation, it would seem things are finally starting when it comes to the battle. Then J. Cole hosts his Dreamville Festival, and he's headlining the second day, and while he's headlining, he decides to apologize to Kendrick Lamar and basically calls his diss track corny, and it was a dumb move, and that surprised literally everybody. We thought we are going to get a full-on battle. Some people kind of predicted it because a lot of people could hear, including me, that J. Cole didn't really want to go at Kendrick Lamar. If you listen to the diss track, he was kind of hesitant. He didn't want to do it. Even in the bars, he was explaining he didn't want to do it. But we thought, hey, you know what? It started. Let's get the show going. And J. Cole felt a different way. He said the next 2 days after he released the track, he wasn't able to sleep. It was messing with his energy and his vibes and his positivity. And then he backtracked the diss track and said basically, hey, I regret doing it and I apologize. That apology got a slew of responses from people in hip-hop. And I'm going to go over the first one, which I think is the most important, and that's Punch from TDE. If you don't know Punch, he is the co-owner/founder of TDE, and TDE was the label that signed Kendrick Lamar up until the Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. Then Kendrick Lamar went on his own thing and decided to do his PG Lang label, and that's where he's at right now. But Punch knows Kendrick Lamar really well, and this is what he had to say. The first thing he tweeted once the apology went viral on social media is LOL. Then he said, Cole is a very genuine guy. I respect it. We often give in to external pressures and outside influences and act out of our own character. It's rare to have enough heart to make the correction. It didn't align with him, so he fixed it in the same manner he engaged. Salute, and then he followed that up with P.S. I knew To Pimp a Butterfly was a good album, LOL. And that was the back and forth with a lot of people because J. Cole was calling To Pimp a Butterfly a boring album, and it was something that people critically acclaimed was a great album, and that's got people arguing back and forth. But, you know, with J. Cole's apology, clearly he didn't really genuinely feel that way. It was just something to really diss him and make a joke of his catalog. Speaking of the TDE family, Musa reacted to J. Cole's apology and posted a video of the One Republic Timbaland song called Apologize. And the song goes, it's too late to apologize. So he's saying, listen, it's too late to apologize to the situation. Kendrick's still going to go at you. So a lot of people took that tweet as they know Kendrick a lot better and that Kendrick is still going to go at J. Cole's neck. So if that happens, obviously things change and it's going to look very, very crazy on J. Cole's end of how he's going to react to it. So that's what TDE, some people from TDE's camp is feeling like Kendrick's going to do, is actually go at him and not accept the apology. And the next person that I think is the most important in response to this is Drake. He responded more indirectly/directly, and the indirectly one is through a different person, which is Academics. Academics revealed that he sent out the J. Cole apology to Drake, and Drake responded to it. So here's the video clip for that.
Please, and I sent the video of what this fuck nigga did. I said, well, please, don't do no shit like this. Please don't apologize or do no weird shit. Please don't do no shit like this. And it's the only thing I'll say. Drake blasted me. He said, I can't fucking believe you would pull up and say some shit like that to me. You must not know me, nigga.
And then following that, Drake and his team released what Drake writes on the whiteboard at his It's All a Blur tour, which he just ended. This apparently was written on his whiteboard every time he was at a stop at a show, and it's clear as day that Drake is ready to compete. So this is what the whiteboard says. The rap game will never be at peace. There will always be competition, and as long as there's competition, there will never be peace. everyone wants to be the one. See, Drake understands the assignment, man. Even though he's ducking right now, I think he's got something cooking. I think he's going to drop something literally this Friday, the same day Future and Metro Boomin drop. And he might go at everybody. He might go at Future 2, Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar. I think he should go directly at Kendrick mainly, but I think he's going to mix all those people in there because, a lot of them have been running their mouths in this situation. Rick Ross has decided to detach from Drake. Future obviously sent those subliminals on the album, and then Kendrick Lamar, you guys know what he did. So we'll see what he does, but that's the indirect/direct messaging response from Drake when it comes to J. Cole apologizing. Following that, Meek Mill responded to J. Cole's apology to Kendrick Lamar, and this is what he had to say. Sonny Digital, major producer in Atlanta, said, "Y'all would really rather the greats beef instead of making music together. Crazy." And then he quoted that saying, "I'd rather Cole and Kendrick do the historic album, throw shots on the same album, and eat off of it. It's only words. They're smart. It won't be violent. Why everybody pushing beef, but when you on that, they say you crazy. The burning house." And then he followed that up, kind of backtracking, and said, "Last, I'm ego tripping, and J. Cole want a peace of mind after he felt like he tripped himself. And y'all still gassing. I never seen this type of behavior from people, but y'all need real people with a voice or the sheep are doomed." I don't know what the hell Meek Mill is going on rambling about. He even decided to go at Wale, and his dude, he needs to stay away from social media. He just ruins any type of legacy he's got. He just rambles on things. I've seen a lot of people go on about oh, this is detrimental. This is not what artists supposed to be doing. In hip hop, all we do is tear each other down. Hip hop was built on competing. That's just the reality of what hip hop is. All it is competition. Nobody's asking to kill anybody. All we're asking is a friendly competition. Iron sharpens iron, and that's it. I used this example on the last podcast. Everyone wants to be the best. Doesn't matter what field you're in. You should always want to be the best. So I don't know what Meek Mill is rambling on about, but that's Meek Mill's response. Continuing on, 50 Cent reacted to J. Cole apologizing, and he did it in a way that's probably going to potentially bring something forward. Maybe J. Cole is going to rethink his apology because 50, his history, he'll challenge anybody. Doesn't matter with him. He's challenged real street gangsters, rappers, whatever, and doesn't care. He's confrontation to him is comfortable. That's where he's comfortable at. So this is what 50 Cent had to say about J. Cole apologizing. He posted the apology on his Instagram, and in the caption said, "What the fuck, how I missed this? J. Cole, call my phone right now." 50 surprised he misses because he was actually performing at the Dreamville Fest the day before. So I don't think he knows that. I think he doesn't realize it was the next day that J. Cole performed and did that. So, he's probably going to reach out to actually J. Cole, and maybe because he's close with Kendrick Lamar too. He's got a relationship with him. He's got a relationship with J. Cole. Those are the two artists out of the big three that 50's actually collaborated with, Kendrick and J. Cole. So, he might be able to put them back together, squash anything, and then they might work on that collab album again. Who knows? We might get a collab album out of this. Maybe there's going to be some type of communication, or maybe Kendrick's going to say, "I don't care. I don't care about your apology. I'm going to keep going in on you. You're clearly not built for this." Or who knows what's going to happen out of this situation. Maybe 50's going to put the battery in J. Cole's back to keep going at him. Who knows, but that's 50's response to it. Continuing on, Styles P responded, and Styles P's pen game is more than respectable. So let's go over and see what he had to say. He posted on his Instagram stories and said, "The MC with the competitive nature part of me is upset at that young man, while the mental wellness, take care of your spirit part of me is very proud of him. He just confused the shit out of my frequencies. But I'm going to always go with the take care of your spirit and please y'all self before you worry about pleasing others." He continued and said, "My hypothesis is this is something that he never wanted to do, but the nature of the game and what people can say can dictate your movement. Throwing jabs eventually leads to throwing power shots at some point, and that ain't his thing or something he wants to do with his fame. So he chose to bow out gracefully. Never knock a man for bowing out gracefully or choosing to protect his spirit. Whether you agree or not, that took courage to do. I respect his high vibrations part of it all. I did want to see a lyrical war, though that because I'm a petty MC, but I salute the young king for being himself." I think that's one of the best ways to word it, but we got to remember, J. Cole, here's the thing that people are kind of missing. J. Cole the past, I want to say 2 years, 3 years, has been spitting these bars about him being the greatest. I'm the greatest since Muhammad Ali. All these bars that if a rapper comes at him, he's going to sun them. That's what he's been spitting. If you're going to be spitting those type of rhymes and feeling like you're the best, period, and if somebody challenges you, you got to take up that challenge. That doesn't make any sense to me. You can't rap about being the best and then backing down when one of the best is challenging you. But, you know, I guess because it's Kendrick Lamar, he has more of a close relationship. Maybe that's the reason why. But people, you know, backtracked and was like, was he cool with Lil Pump? And after Lil Pump dissed him and then this and that, whatever. I don't know. I just think that's the part where I have an issue with. If you're going to rap about being the best, if someone challenges you to that, you got to, you know, do it. So I get where Styles P is coming from, though. Mental health is obviously the number one priority, should be for everybody before pleasing others. Mick Jenkins, who is respected lyrically, he responded and said this: as a rapper's rapper, as a competitor, I am surprised, I am disgusted, I am disappointed. He followed that up and said, all my toughest battles in anything competitive been against the guys I respect the most. War and then dap right after. This is wild to me. And then he went on to say more about, hey, you know, if you're going to rap about being the best, you should obviously, you know, defend your title. If you're going to, you know, somebody's going to challenge you, which, you know, I agree with, of course. Continuing on, Lil Duval, the comedian, said, how you give up in a rap beef, you guaranteed not to die from. Bunch of laughing emojis. And that's what I mean, man. J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, they're too intelligent. They're at a next level to be having this battle go to actual beef and people dying. So I never saw it going that way when it comes to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. And to be honest with you, it hasn't gone that way with mainstream artists since Tupac and Biggie. Now, has there been artists here and there? I know people are going to throw, oh, what about NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk, and all these other artists that have, yes, they've had all kinds of instances happen, but I think at their age, Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are way too mature. We're not talking early 20-year-olds. With Lil Durk is obviously now hitting his early 30s, but NBA Youngboy being a lot younger, we're talking a lot older, late 30s, early 40s. And that's, you know, I can't see that type of mature artists doing that type of stuff. But that's it for some of the major responses when it comes to J. Cole's apology. What do you guys think of the apology? Do you guys accept it? Do you guys think it was corny? Do you guys think J. Cole should have never went at Kendrick Lamar in the first place? Me personally, I'm kind of in between. You know, I've had my moments where I'm mad at J. Cole for apologizing, and I like the competition. But the main focus, guys, should be Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. The Like That verse is mainly going at Drake. Drake could potentially be dropping something this Friday. So that's the main focus we should be having here. That's the main one that I really want to see, because they've been throwing shots at each other since 2013. Long time coming, 11 years now. So hopefully that happens. It seems like Drake is gearing up to do something. I don't know what, because all those IG captions, he can't get away with keep doing that. Eventually it's going to be like, hey, this guy is not responding at all, which he might do. He might not ever respond. He never responded to Pusha T's story of Addy Down. He threatened to release a diss that was mainly aimed towards Kanye West, but nothing ever came out after that. So we'll see. We'll keep our eyes open. I'll keep you guys posted. That's it for today's video. If you guys want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $3 a month, you can get my videos uncut and raw the way I intended them to be, but couldn't because of YouTube. Plus, you also get access to our Discord community, where we have a great community talking about hip-hop and various other things. It's very dope. So only $3 a month. I'd really appreciate the support. Also follow us on social media at QuakeGW and at Diverse Mentality. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.